Hi Trish, so this is your free card reading that we'll do here. Now I have at least 10 different kind of decks, and I felt drawn to the Angels deck for you with your question of, will you have any children? So what I'll do is I'll jump through and I'll grab a couple of cards. Normally I do a 3-card spread, but I'll just get a bit of a feel just to sort of see which particular ones come up here. I do say to some people that sometimes the longest bit is the shuffling. I say to people, I don't like to pick the card. I like it to fly out of me, which it does happen. It falls. You'll hear me wheeling my chair around the around the room, around the desk, finding cards and things like that because they've flown out. So that's, to me, that comes through as that someone's genuine energy. It's just not, me picking a card. So if you hear me sort of shuffling, don't worry. That's just me. Alright, so this is the first card that we've got here coming from the Angels card. Now, it's up to you. So if it's something you want to have children, it's going to happen for you. Now, and I feel you do. She's got her hand over her heart. I'll bring it a little bit closer so you can see it. And she's pointing at you. So, again, I'm taking that's a reference to you. You're that being in that photo. Where it's very dear to you that's something that you want to do. Looking at the wings, how her wings are shielding her, I feel there's something going on a spiritual level with you. It may not even be spiritual, maybe, subconscious, things like that. Something that's stopping you from doing that. I feel like you know what that is. Anything emotional, mental, things like that. There's something that's stopping you, not physically, something emotional, so to speak, something mental, so to speak, not physically, with this particular card. There's something that's stopping you in regards to sort of a barrier, things like that. It could be something to do with the partner or something like that. But that's what you need to do. It's up to you. You want to have kids, that's what you want to do. You want to talk to your partner or things like that, and start looking at setting a date of going, all right, we're going to start trying now. Or if we've been trying for a while, go see the doctor and things like that. That's what I'm getting from this one right here as well. I'm getting that in particular with this one here, that you are quite spiritual. And I think you might not know to what extent you are. So sort of going out of the actual question region of what we were talking about, that's something you might want to, look into and stuff like that, because that'll help you as well. So we'll jump in and we'll have a look at another card. Alright, so here's the next one that we've got, communicate clearly. Now, I'll try and bring it up here so you can see it so it's not blurry here. Now, what this card represents to me, you can see these orbs that are around this person's head, and you've got this nice big one up here. I don't know if you've read any of my readings where I've said to people, or if you've heard from other people, sometimes you can see people, you see in videos and things like that, you see orbs, which can be, spirits and stuff like that. With females, however, females have orbs around them which are that energy, that being, that soul of their future children. You've got these, now I'm not saying that each one of these little ones is a child, you'd have a panic attack. This one up here is coming up here very, very strongly that, yes, there's a little orb around you. He's just wait, or I should say actually she. I'm finding with this particular one that I'm getting a feminine sort of a pull with the energy of this little orb, is what I'm getting from that particular one there. So definitely that's sort of what I'm getting from that one there, that's something you need to look out for as well. You may even noticing things out the corner of, you'll see a flash or things like that. That's that little orb. So again, that's another card that's coming up to me that's saying, yes, you will, you will have a child. In that particular one at present, floating around you, I see one, but that's not to say in the future that there will be more. So again, I'm just shuffling again. We'll find another card. Okay, so we've got this particular one here. Remain positive. I'm finding, I say to some people, sometimes the writing that's on them has absolutely nothing to do with the actual reading. I'm finding with this particular one and with the ones that we've drawn so far that yes, that they definitely, have a meaning in here as well. Now again, we've got the orb up here. It's come down closer, So this is something I'm thinking that's not going to be too far away for you. Couldn't jump it down to month stage, things like that. But even I'm thinking maybe a year or something like that within that time. Maybe just a little over. It all depends on the energy of you right now on what you're doing and what you're looking at doing. Again, I'm seeing, you look down here, we've got flowers. That's a symbol of a girl. So the girl's coming through really strong with this particular one here too. And I'm seeing these down here now. They're obviously angel wings, but they're coming through as frills. And I'm seeing like a little frilly dress. So I'm getting a lot of signs as a girl that are coming through on this one here. So I'll do a few more. We'll jump in and we'll have a look. So I'm getting here very strongly that there's a little girl around you. And I get, this is going off the cards, and this is something I don't advertise because it doesn't happen all the time. But I can't help when I see something. Now, I'm just talking about the symbols that I'm seeing in the cards and stuff like that. I've just had this flash that's come by past me of this, little curly-haired girl with her frilly little dress on that we were just talking about with an elderly lady. Now, this is in the afterlife. This isn't in the past life or Summerland or hell or heaven, however you perceive that. She hasn't come down yet, so she's still in that area. So she comes down when you're ready, your body's ready, and that's in the form of conception. So currently she's waiting for that. There's somebody with her. Now, I don't know if you have a grandmother that's passed or something like that. Sometimes I can find it quite hard to connect with people, so to speak. But I'm finding that this little girl, she's hand in hand with this elderly lady. Now, I'm feeling that it is someone that's important to you, you care about, so to speak. So my intuition is thinking of it's possibly a grandmother, because it wasn't an elderly lady. So when I see things, I just like to mention that to the person if I do see things. So I just wanted to let you know that as well. So we've got down here trust. Now this comes a lot to do with your partner as well. Now I look at this particular one. Everyone interprets stuff differently, but if you jump in and have a look at the card and I'll explain to you what I'm seeing. Now you know how I'm talking about, these orbs keep coming up. They've come up in every card. Now you look at this particular one, it's becoming massive, it's huge. Again, that's at that point where we're absolutely ready. Now, you look at this. To me, you've got the father, you've got the mother, you've got this pregnant belly she's holding, like an antenatal class, things like that. You've got over here deers. They're symbols for, fertility, birth, things like that. So this is a really good card. So trust is going to come into it where you need to trust your partner. Trust is obviously a big thing in a relationship as well. So, you want to make sure you're on the right page with your partner as well. So if you're just sitting there, you've talked about it, things like that with children, have another chat to him about it. And if you're feeling like you're stuck in a rut or you're stuck at a certain level, whether it's in regards to on the relationship side or whether it's on the regards to, if it's a contraception side or, like conceiving sort of side, or it's a date, like you don't want to do it right now, you want to do it in a couple of months, things like that. Keep the conversation up with it. Trust yourself, trust him that things are going to go to plan, and trust your intuition. That's coming through quite strong as well, as you need to trust your intuition in this particular instance as well. So if you sit there and you feel that things are wrong or things aren't working out, get yourself to a doctor. Get it checked out. I'm finding there may be some hormonal problems, not major. We can work around that, so to speak. But there may be things that you need to do, whether it's in regards to tablets you need to do to bring, all your hormones back into play again, or if it's a diet you need to change, or something like that, I would definitely look into as well. And I'm seeing a lot of natural stuff. I mean, I sort of sit there, I'm a little bit biased because I like, natural things and stuff like that. Then I'm finding when you're wanting to have children and things like that, natural ways are always really good, because there's most things you can have that are natural than you can't have when it's, pills and stuff like that you can't have when women are pregnant and things like that. So I'll jump in and I have another card. I feel like we've got a bit of a decent one today. I had a chat with myself today and I thought, you know what, Caitlin, don't be so stingy on 3 cards. So we'll trial this way and let me know what you think. Because I like it that we go through the cards together, I'll sit there and I've done, the readings and I thought to save time I'll sit there and I already pre-shuffle the cards and things like that. But I think it's exciting when you're actually watching as I do it. I mean, I know I would anyway. Now, this particular card's come up, forgiveness. Now, this actually doesn't have anything to do with children. This is to do with you. You need to forgive yourself. There's things that are going on in your life that you need to forgive yourself with. I'm finding, there could be some self-issues and stuff like that you've got going on as well. Maybe you're spreading yourself too thin on a lot of stuff as well. I'm picking up on this particular one. I'll bring her in just to see if you can see that a little bit better without it being blurry. In this picture, she's sitting, tranquilly on her little throne and things like that. I'm just finding she's tired. I'm finding she's spread so thin. And again, normally the being that's in a card is representing the person I'm reading. 9 times out of 10 is that's what happens. I'm finding with this particular person, you spread so thin. So I don't know if it's, work life, things like that. Just things are piling up for you. You need to take a bit of a break. You need to do something for you. Something meaningful for you is what I'm getting with this particular card. Now, delving into, because I keep coming up to these sort of little, rays of light and things like that. And that's where I'm getting with, you're a light to people. You're one of these people where you walk into a room and you light it up, is what I'm getting. That's your little ray of light that we're talking about, is what you are. It's going in all these different directions and it's all over the place. That's where I'm getting that you spread too thin. But if you look in here, you might be able to see here in the cards, you've got the rainbows. So with the energy, and your question was, were you going to have a children? Rainbows are always significant and are always a symbol of abundance. So abundance can be absolutely anything. Most people think that it's, prosperity and it's, money and finances and stuff like that. With your question, it's children. Okay? So if we look at here, I can see 1, 2, 3, 4. So you have a potential of having 4 children. So don't freak out. You're not going to have like 2 sets of twins or anything like that. Well, there's a chance you could. But you have the potential there in the future. They haven't become orbs yet. We've got one little strong little girl orb, but you've got a potential of having 4 children. So I thought that's something, I'd have a bit of a chat to you about as well. So we'll draw one more card and we'll see what we've got. So I do hope you're enjoying this so far. And like I said to everyone, any questions, things like that, feel free to PM me or comment below when I post it. Okay, so here we go. The situation will improve. So I think that's a very, very good card to have at the end of the day. Your question, will you have children? The end game here, the situation will improve, so it means it'll be yes, you're going to have children. Now, look at these cards here. Again, I'm finding, you may be having some issues with your partner, things like that, where you sit there. Self-image it could be a thing to you as well, like, self-worth, things like that, a bit stressy, a lot of normal stuff that everyone goes through, but it takes its toll on you. You need to sit there and look at this lady. She's in the dark, things like that, but she's going towards a light. The old school, saying there's a light at the end of the tunnel, and that's going to happen for you, and that's going to happen soon for you. So, all in all, with these particular ones, I see a little girl indefinitely coming along. You have a potential of having 4 children. Need to talk to your partner, things like that. Have a bit of a chat. Get on the same playing field together and things like that. I feel like, you kind of are, but it could be a little bit better. just about communication, trust, things like that. A lot of self-forgiveness you need to do as well. I'm getting with yours too, hun. So, you need to be a little bit easier on yourself, because you're absolutely amazing. You need to stop spreading yourself so thin. Everyone's need, want, kind of pulling you around like a bit of a, dogs with the tug of war, and you happen to be that toy they're playing tug of war with. And get positive, just vibrate a little bit higher at a bit of a, higher frequency. So get up in the morning, first thing in the morning, say something positive about yourself. When you go to bed, say something positive. One thing, that's all it needs to be. One thing positive about the day when you go to bed. Do this each day and you'll be amazed at how our attitudes can change and things like that by just doing those particular things. And you'll find too, they've actually done proven studies that that women who vibrate at higher frequencies or are more spiritual and things like that, they're kind of like one with the earth and universe. Don't ask me how it works, but I've read studies that they've done on it that women that are like that, vibrating at a higher frequency and however they do that, have a higher chance of conceiving. So that's come through a couple of times with me through these cards and things like that. So again, any questions, shoot me a message, comment below, things like that. I do really hope this resonated with you, and I do hope that you enjoyed it. All right then, thanks for that, and bye.